I am back using my voice and doing better today. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. It's a great day. The Amish Matchmaker here to give you a love talk. And we are the Amish Matchmakers, Chantel and I, and we help Amish singles find a godly wife, develop an epic marriage, and create a legacy that is rooted in faith and freedom. Good morning and welcome to the Love Talk. I am recovering from a cold, so my voice will warm up here and hopefully you'll be able to hear me and all as well. But as you jump on, if you want to let me know where you're joining us from, it's always cool to see what countries or states are watching this video, tuning in first thing in the morning to a live video. This is created for men to help men learn to pursue with passion and love and enthusiasm. So this morning we're getting up and we're going after it. And I know that there are a lot of you out there that come by and stop by our channel, YouTube channel or Facebook page. And I've discovered that you don't subscribe. So I'm going to ask you to hit that little subscribe button and notification bell so that when I do go live, Chantel and I go live and we're creating content and sharing some nuggets with you guys that you would get notified. And then you could check them out and we would continue to learn and grow together. It is a powerful process. Growth, development, personal growth and development. So one thing you could invest time in and you're always going to get a return on because it's in you. Nobody could take that investment away from you once you've learned. So I hope these nuggets are beneficial. Yesterday, we talked about different icebreaker conversations, different icebreaker communications. Good morning, Nathan. Mr. Kinsinger, welcome, brother. Glad you're here. So, did you use them? If you were here yesterday, did you use some of those icebreakers? Did you connect with someone and get to know someone yesterday? Because that's really where it's at, is action. When you take action, you get results. Welcome. Thanks for being here. And as you jump on, I would love to hear from you. Beautiful. And super grateful for all those who do come on here and join us for this morning session, but love talk. And as you can tell, my voice is hoarse, but we still get her done. We still go for it. We still do it. We don't make excuses. We make a way. So I'm grateful that you did jump on here this morning. And we're going to talk about connection, love, and affection and what that looks like, because so many people, beneficial affection, beneficial love, beneficial connection. I want to know if you know what that looks like and how you would define that. There's a lot of people out there that I don't know that really understand what it means to love and have love and connection and affection. And is there a way to enhance that or develop those skills, develop that muscle, if you would, if you're not used to having much love and connection, then what is it that you need to learn? Morning. Welcome. Good to see y'all. Muhammad Ali. All right. That's a nice name. Good morning, Mr. Richard. And good morning, Mr. Muhammad Ali. would you subscribe to our channel? Since I said your name. But we're glad you're here. Glad you're present. All right, so let's talk about beneficial love and affection, because there are different types of love and affection, right? And so it's important to know the type that will benefit you the most, will benefit others the most. And and hopefully everyone can hear me okay, even though my voice is hoarse, because we still are doing this. Thanks, Muhammad Ali, for subscribing to our channel. Hopefully this content will be beneficial to you as we press in for men. All right, so different types of love and affection. So I know with the culture that we work with, the Amish culture, that they will oftentimes, they are very kind, very honoring people. And when we talk about love and affection, the way that they see it and the way they understand it is what they were raised with. And it's totally understandable. But what that means typically is that, hey, my parents loved me. And yes, they gave me affection. But what I've noticed is I will ask them, okay, what does that mean? What does that look like? And it's surprising on the answers and the things that they say. Well, that means, I know they loved me and I know they cared for me because they gave me a roof over my head. They would provide for me. I never went hungry. Always had food, um, and I just know they did. You could just tell. And what's interesting is, again, I'm not disagreeing that that's a form of love and affection. It always is. We talk about it, and it is. And again, that there are some benefits to that, but what is the most maximized benefits to love and affection? What kind of love and affection? And so, as I thought about this and as I asked more questions, I said to him, one of the first things I would say, because through our communication, right, we can build confidence. We call it the 3 C's of intimacy: confidence, communication, and commitment. The 3 C's of love, the 3 C's of connection, really. And to have deeper, more meaningful connections, you got to have those three present. You got to feel confident in that relationship. You got to be able to communicate freely in that relationship. And then you've got to be willing and want to, desire to be committed to that relationship. Well, what will create that flow is through better, more loving, affectionate connection. And so I would ask the clients that we've worked with, again, most of them being Amish, but yet whether they're Amish or not, this tends to be the case if we're working with people that are single, especially, is you ask them, well, did your parents ever tell you I love you? And it's an interesting thing because in the Amish culture, that's not a thing normally. They don't say I love you. Matter of fact, it's really awesome when you hear stories of people that they start saying it to their parents. They kind of take initiative, and then we've had several stories over the years where then they will make me aware of, like, hey, guess what? I had a family member come up to me, and I've been hugging them and telling them I love them, doing like what you said, creating more opportunity for love and affection and connection, how you directed me. And now they are doing it back because, again, it's reaping and sowing. But again, it is powerful to see that happen. But I just want you to stop for a minute. This is the so a grown adult now who is now learning to do this, flexing that muscle, practicing this, the very word, I love you. That's what we started with here. And the parents at first don't do it back even. It's an interesting thought, right? But hey, maybe you're the same. I'd love to see from your perspective. I don't think the Amish are the only culture that doesn't say I love you. I think there is the romantic cultures probably do, like Italian or even the Hispanic culture. You know, um, what is it in Spanish? You say Te quiero mucho, mi amor, right? It's I love you, or I love you, my amor, or my love. My mi amor is my love in Spanish, and I love you is te quiero mucho. And so it's interesting because when I even have asked, people in the Amish culture how to say I love you in Dutch, there isn't really a word for I love you. It's more like I like you or I care for you, or I take care of you or something. It's not a direct I love you, loving, affectionate, deep connection word. And so even when you go back to the very core of their language and where they're born and raised with a language that doesn't really have a word that matches I love you translated as I love you. So then when they're learning English, of course, that's not then something they're going to be saying. It's a very fascinating culture, but I think also a lot of people, even in Americans, English culture, they get busy with life and they forget how important it is to say daily, I love you, and the power of those words. And believe me, I know then people say, well, hey, I'd rather show it than say it. I believe in both. It's very important to do both. And I want to ask you, especially my Amish brothers that tune in here, how often do you say I love you every day? I want you to flex that muscle. I want you to do your best to try to say it 9 times a day, 3 in the mid morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening to your wife, to your kids, 9 times. Look, if you want 9 times the results in your relationships, say those words. No, I'm not going to just stop with the words I love you though. This is a love talk. And by the way, you can say I love you to someone that you're not married to, by the way. And I know that's so foreign. First of all, you're freaking out because I said to tell you to say 9 times I love you to your spouse or kids. But now I'm going to challenge you to say it to others. Men, I've said I love you to you, men, because again, it's showing it's a word of care and honor and blessing. And by the way, the word of God says it to love your neighbor as yourself, to express it, connect, communicate. And again, just so we're clear, there's only one person that I believe in you having one flesh connection, intercourse, sex, if you would. I guess you're not supposed to say that on whatever. But that intimate connection is with your spouse, your wife, your husband, if you're a wife watching this. Like your spouse is who it's supposed to be with. And I do believe in how God created Adam and Eve. I do. That's what I believe. I honor you in what you believe, but my belief is that a man is to marry a woman. That's what I believe. So, and that's what will make a good flow and connection. And so again, I honor those and bless those who believe otherwise. That's just what I believe is what it's meant to be. And so when you have that love and a connection between a woman and a man through the intimacy, there's only one that takes place with. Okay, I want to make that clear, and I believe it should be your spouse for sure. Um, but yet, the words "I love you" are beautiful words that and I believe we should is powerful to say to the world. Would be a much better place if there was more love. I have noticed. Excuse me. A little pause for a coffee break. I've noticed the younger generation are more free with it. It's awesome. And so we went through this gap of people not saying it, and then I believe now the youths, there's quite a few youth that say it all the time. And again, I think it's better to say it all the time than not to say it at all, to be honest. Well, my actions prove that I love you. I don't need to just say the words. I hear you. Can you do both? And then what are some other things? Well, first of all, eye contact shows that you care for someone. Right now, I'm looking into the camera, directly into the light where the camera is. And I'm saying to you, I love you. I want you to pause and see if you can feel that because I believe in you and I love you. And I want you to have the best day of your life today because you're worthy of that. I know you've had some hard days. I know you don't believe that you can keep going, but I believe you can. That's what we're here for. We're not shrinking back. We're going to move forward with power, love, and self discipline. Those are the things to get us to keep going because God did not give you the spirit of fear. He does not want you to shrink back and shrivel up in fear. He wants you to be loved and to love others. But to be able to love others, we first must be loved. So, do you feel the love today? And are you feeling loved? And do you love others? Well, by saying those words, it's a powerful thing. And then by making eye contact so they can feel that you are genuine, that you do truly care for people. But again, step one, if you're married and you have kids, 9 times today, I want you to say, I love you to someone in your household. Seriously, it's a powerful thing to say, I love you. Those words are honoring, those words bring true joy and peace. To release it to the world is super powerful. All right. So, what else? Eye contact. I love you. And touch. Touch is such a good thing. And by the way, again, this can be universal for all humanity because saying I love you is empowering and eye contact is empowering. Smile is empowering. Not in your head and leaning in a little bit, not shrinking back, but leaning in a little bit and genuinely speaking to someone with honor and love. And so another thing is touch, even a gentle touch of someone's shoulder. She say, you know what? Thank you. You can have gratitude. You can honor others today because that's another big part of life and love is to show gratitude to someone and to be able to verbalize it. We talk about showing love. We work with people that believe that they're loved because of, well, my parents put a roof over my head. My parents fed me and made sure I was taken care of, you know, and that is a beautiful thing. But then you ask them, did they say, I love you? And the answer is no, I never heard that. Well, now we've got to incorporate that. Yes, it's good to have a roof over your head. It's good to have food, and that you now are an adult providing that food, that roof over the head. But are you also now saying, I love you? That's how you can level up your relationships, your connections to epic. We don't want average. We don't want normal. We want epic. And loving people is important. That's what God has called us to do. If you're a believer, he said he is love. So essentially, when you're saying I love you, you're saying I give Father, Papa to you. It's a good thing. And then eye contact, smile shows that you are truly honoring them and want to bless them through this process. And then a little touch on the shoulder, even a little connection. Maybe it's on the arm, maybe it's on the shoulder, maybe it's a hug. And when you're hugging someone, can you hug heart to heart? Your heart's on your left side. Again, these are all just little things that show a little bit more blessing, a little bit more affection. Even at work with the guys and the people I work with, our team members, our employees, I do my best to, when I first see them in the morning, greet them. That it's a rule of our home too, by the way, that we do an unspoken rule, but we always say it when they don't do it to my kids, my wife. Hey, come here, give me a hug. I love you. Good morning. My daughter gets up in the morning with precious Kalea, baby that's inside. She gets up, she comes downstairs to do our epic 30 together in connection and communication time. She gets up and I immediately get up. Men, yes, this is you that do this. Lead by example. I get up off the couch because usually my wife and I are already on the couch talking and connecting when our daughter comes down. And then I will get up, give her a hug, tell her I love her, I love you. And then I'll say to little Kalea, the baby in her belly, I love you, Kalea. This is Chi Papa, and it's like starting that even while they're in the womb. I love you. I love you, Kalea. You know, it's a powerful thing to give love and honor and blessing. Very powerful. And then that little extra added touch, that connection and affection. And sometimes I'll even hold the belly and Kalea and I'll stay there and say, hey, little Kalea. And I'll sing to her and I'll pray for her. Do you follow me? It's environment, it's joy. You can be an environment changer with love. You can do it. You have the power in you, I promise. And that's where it's spoken, where it says, do not shrink back. I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, which is dunamis, and it's power and confidence in your identity. Love, it's very clear, it's love. Love, unconditional love that God, our Father, Papa, gave us by sending his son to die on the cross. It's real. And then sound mind, which is very important. How do you have a sound mind? Self-discipline, master your emotions. Breathe. You follow me? Love, bless. So then that connection to and affection, even a friend at work, can you get up and give them a hug? Can you give them a five and kind of pull them in? You know, some of the guys are like that, right? They don't like the whole full on hug, but if you give a little, you know, and then pull them in. Morning, it's a great day. Glad you're here. Good to see you. You know what I mean? Just like some love. Again, some people aren't comfortable with saying I love you, but everyone gets comfortable with it eventually. So my daughter, like I said, unspoken rule. When my daughter comes down, I do that. When she leaves, she goes upstairs to go get ready for school and then go to school, go to work, you know, whatever she may have to go. I'll give her another hug after we have our time of Epic 30, connection with the Father, connection with each other, gratitudes and worthies, sharing what the Word gave us, the Word from Papa. And it's just powerful. Again, and same thing when she comes home from work. If I'm here in the office, she'll come and interrupt me. And I asked her to, because I want to say, I love you. I want to see baby and say, I love you to baby. When you're coming and you're going, you give love and affection. That's what we do for connection. And so it could be 3 or 4 times a day. And again, it is my heart and my desire to see love transform lives, see love bring connection and affection. It's very powerful and very important. And again, I even forget at times, believe me, I might be involved in a conference call or Zoom, and it happened yesterday. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not always perfect. I just thought of it. It happened yesterday. We're in a new environment. We had an acquisition, so we're at that office of the new company that we just acquired, and and I was on a Zoom call with another company that I am the CEO of, and helping with operations in that other company that we are partners in. And I was on Zoom for that because Monday, right? So I'm on the Zoom, and Hazel, my daughter, showed up. She brought her mom some stuff because her mom's at the office with me, and and she walked in and waved, and I was like, I froze. I didn't even stand up. But normally I say, excuse me, give me a minute. Even like with you guys, if she came in right now, I'd do that normally. And I didn't yesterday. I'm just now thinking of that. I'm going to apologize to her because that's a big deal for me. I have a standard on myself and for others. And that's why she came in to give me love and affection. She popped her head in the door. I think because in a new environment, new office, and it just, I didn't respond well. But see, so I even need correction once in a while, and I even need to be reminded. I'm glad that I'm being reminded right now of how important it is, excuse me, to show love and affection in all situations. Coming and going is super powerful. The one thing that I did do, again, being the new owners and for a season, we are going to co-CEO this new company, Chantel and I, to get everything put together, systems, processes, and to create get the new flow and the new team going here. This company we acquired, um, that I did when I was sitting in the chairs. People came in for the team and some of the employees. As soon as they walked through the door, I got up, greeted him. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Hope you had a good weekend, right? And then we started connecting. And then I shared, the mission for the company that we want to create, and the company, that the environment we want to create is to love your neighbor as yourself. And to do unto others as you would have them do unto you, which is what Frank Nesbitt then shared. And I agree with that. He's like, yeah, that's my heart too. And that's what we're doing, is carrying the baton and carrying on his legacy for over 50 years between he and his father, of the powerful, beautiful company there with Nesbitt Repairs. And so we're honored and blessed to be able to carry the torch with him, and then on behalf of him, as we developed this company together, that he had carried for so many years. So we're super excited about that. But again, do you see how the environment and the love and the honor and the things that can come from your words of leading, your love, your affection, even to people in a crew and a team? It's not often that you'd walk into an office and be greeted with a hug and a smile and a sincere, genuine care from the people that work there, or sincere, genuine care from the people that own the company. But you can do it. You can do it as an employee. You can do it as an owner. You can do it as a leader. You can set the tone for the day, for the people, for the home, the environment. You got what it takes. And I know it's uncomfortable for you, but hey, if it's a sibling or a friend that you work with, can you give him a little hug? And he's gonna look at you weird, and you'll be like, "Good morning, it's a great day. I just want to give you a little hug to let you know I love you, man." See, it's funny how men can say it to men as long, "I love you, man." I love you, bro. Right? And that's good. That's a start. And I agree with that. Okay. If you don't feel comfortable with just flat out saying it, I love you, it's okay. It's a start. So I just want to encourage you today, a day of communication, a day of love and affection, a day that will truly change you and change those that are around you. Because if you're willing and looking for opportunities to give love and affection, even even like this, let's say you're walking into a store, a gas station even, and someone's right behind you. Can you open that door and then hold it open for them out of honor? And can you tell them good morning? It's a great day, and then give some sort of compliment. So I like your hat, man. That's awesome. Or, dude, I dig the shirt. Again, make sure it's real and genuine. But can you look for something you like about them? And even one thing I was sharing yesterday is how Happy New Year. I was sharing with one of the clients. Is like, can you say that right now? You've got like a whole month of it, or at least a week. Pause. Excuse me. All right, those of you making comments on here, y'all are funny. Let's just see some of these. I like comedy, okay? I like funny things. So this guy farted, dog. Might have been poop. Just a little humor, right? That's what people do on your channel when they're surfing. And hey, why are you crying? My horse voice, yeah. This guy's chat is unhinged. Excuse me. And Frank, whatever. Yeah, there you go. You guys get to see some of these chats, and that way you tune into the channel. Maybe you learn something a little bit. Maybe you'll share our channel. Maybe you'll subscribe, like, and subscribe since we showed your comments. Cheers. Little live action there for you. So, comment if you're willing to love someone today and honor them and use those words, I love you, 9 times. We take the challenge. If you've got a family member, a brother that you work with, a sister you work with, a mom or dad that you're living with, can you say, I love you today to them? Can you honor them with those words? They're powerful words, they're beneficial words, and you got what it takes. You can do this. Sorry. I also wanted to encourage you to, again, I started talking about New Year's. How is that a good lead in? Well, you can say, Happy New Year. What are your goals for this year? Like that phrase, practice it. Go in the mirror today. Happy New Year. What are your goals for today? Anybody that you meet, hey, Happy New Year, Knuckles. Just even complete stranger. What's your goals today? Because you're learning to be the change. You're learning to be the difference. You're learning to be an environment changer. Bring the light, bring the love, bring the confidence. You tell me you're confident, but you can't even have a conversation with a stranger today. You can't even connect with someone that you've never met because, well, what will they think? Me just start talking to them. Yes, that's love. That's honor. That's being good to humanity. That's what Father asked us to do, to connect, show love, show affection. That's what I mean. I started this talk by talking about what's your version of love and affection. I asked that question, what is love? What is affection? And often people will tell me, well, my parents loved me and they had affection. They took care of me. They put a roof over my head. They made sure I ate. I'm still alive, so I'm grateful they loved me. And then I say, did they ever say I love you? The answer is no. Or I think maybe once or twice, like the answer is no. If you're trying to remember. So don't be that parent. Don't be that friend. You know, a little story to kind of capture the emotions of why this is so important to me. Saying I love you, praying for people when they ask you to pray for them right away, connection, and willing to cross over professional lines. Well, we're in a professional relationship here, so you don't get personal and say I love you. You don't get personal and pray for people. You don't get personal and talk about God or your connection to the Father, or you don't get personal in each other's relationships about, you know, connection and things and ask questions that would bring connection, love, and affection. I had a relationship, and it was someone that was mentoring me when I was very young. It's what actually inspired me to become a speaker, a trainer, a teacher, and a business consultant, a developer. Was I was 18 years old, maybe 19 now, and this amazing consultant, her name was Paula Parmeter, took me under her wing, and she was working with a company that was a consulting firm that actually was working with Amazon and Google before they were, because I'm 49, so it would have been 30 years ago before they were huge and big. They were pretty good size back then, even. And so, very successful consulting firm. She was a very successful consultant. She had systems, strategies, processes, really knew her stuff, I'm telling you. And so it was interesting to get the opportunity. She took me under her wing. And it was one of those things where I was young. I'm just learning, the proper parameters of business. I'd been through some business coaching, even at 19. Yes, I'd already done some paid for training and things to learn business skills because I'd already developed multiple businesses by 19, actually, believe it or not. I started when I was 12 mowing lawns as it was C&Ds, uh, maintenance, landscaping maintenance, C&D. Me and a buddy of mine started it. And I was the communicator, the guy knocking on doors. So anyways, now I'm 19. She's taking me under her wing. She's teaching me the real skills of business and strategies and systems and processes. And that's, again, why she taught me how to develop my own companies, but then also taught me the skills of helping others. So 30 years I've been doing this and helping others in business and helping also develop the strategies and skills, systems and processes in my business. And it all started with Paul Parmeter. Now, what I want to share with you though is she put a line in the sand and she's like, hey, I know that you're a believer, but I don't want to get personal with the God stuff, and I'm willing to teach you the consulting world and teach you how to develop your business and make it highly profitable through systems and processes. And I'm going to teach you what I do. You're going to be my apprentice, essentially. I was super pumped, super grateful. And it was interesting to kind of tell you a story about that and how strict she was. She said, to me, if you ever don't do the homework that I give you, the action items, the steps to get done, and we meet up and you haven't done it, she's like, I'm done with you. I won't work with you. I won't teach you anymore. And I was like, okay, dang, wow. And she also said, it's a business. We talk business. No personal stuff, no religious stuff, business. Okay, all right. Um, and so she laid down the ground rules, and then she began to pour into me. And man, she gave me some tough homework of creating processes, charts, and breaking down, analyzing the two companies that I was developing at 19, and had started and from scratch. And she was talking to me all about the different ways of team meetings and business flow and cash flow and all these different things. So, anyways, she was very systematized. Well, we were one night she called me late and said, hey, because she had a long drive. And she's like, can we talk? I want to go over some things with the business. I want to process through while I'm driving, keep me awake. And it was late at night. She was driving home and she had like a 2 hour drive. And I was like, sure. So we jumped on a call and we started talking about some business stuff and going through it. And in that moment of conversation, she kind of paused and she goes, hey, I need you to pray for me. And I was like, what? All of a sudden she had crossed the line, right? Supposedly, and I was like afraid. I'm 19. She's my mentor. I'm the apprentice. And I'm like, but wait, she said not to get personal. But she did. She got personal and told me some trauma that she was dealing with in her life, with, things happening. She had a little boy, a little baby boy, and her husband had been cheating on her. It's the bottom line. And that's why she asked for prayer. And I remember talking to her and being like, whoa, it was at the end of the conversation. And I said, oh, okay, I'll pray for you. And I remember just being like kind of shocked. But this is what I have my message for you. I should have loved her well. I should have been willing to be like, hey, it's going to be okay. I'm here. And I should have prayed for her right away, made it personal, and then let her know that God loves her and God's here for her. And I'm not shooting on myself. I know Chantel and I talk about this, how important it is to not should on yourself. But I developed a really powerful relationship with her as her apprentice and her being my mentor. It was super awesome. And I learned so much from her. Um, and so I did care a lot about her, but I, again, was trying to keep it business. 'Cause she said that I didn't pray for her in that moment. Now I always pray for people in that moment. When they ask for prayer, I'm going to do it on the phone right then. I'm going to do it at the store right then. I'm going to do it right then at work, wherever we are. Number two is I could have said that I care for you. You're a blessing to me. And even said, I could have said, I love you, Paula. You're a good woman. You're a good wife and a good mother. And encouraged her and spoke life over her. Now, why do I say that? Because it wasn't very long after that she actually took her own life and took the life of her child. Now, that's terrible. I know. But I'm using that as an example of why I'm so passionate about love and connection and affection, even. That changed my life. That even friends and connections that you love and know, and if they're going through a hard time, you can support them with love. You can support them with connection, with even encouraging them and speaking life over them of what a good person they are, who they are, and how much you care about them and how much you appreciate them, gratitude, and that they are amazing mother and father, wife, husband, whatever the case may be. Because again, every opportunity, especially if someone says, pray for me, is an opportunity to connect and love over that person and speak the Father's love over them. It's really powerful. So I wanted to share that with you. Now, I hope that never happens to you. And I hope you never have to go through anything like that to help you to go like, well, dang, I wish I would have said I love you to them. Or I wish I would have, excuse me, expressed my love and affection to them. Or I wish I would have prayed for them or Or hey, even this, I wish I would have crossed over that business line and been more relational with them. Since then, I will always make business about relationship. They do blend. I do believe in it. It's relationship first, then business follows. I love connecting with people, getting to know people. I think that's essential and important. So you can know where even that core belief came from is because of that trauma that happened to me. That I was 19 years old, had a mentor that I looked up to who was what I thought had a great marriage and had a child, a young child that she was super excited to have and passionate about and raising and she on the outside her and her husband looked like they had their life together because they had their systems, they had their strategies, they had their processes. What she did in her business life and helping other businesses like Amazon and Google in the very beginning, she was also doing in her personal life and with her husband in what he was doing. And so and what she was doing with her business and their 5-year plan and had all this like mapped out, but didn't have. So there's a couple lessons to learn: love and connect with people because you never know if it's the last time you'll see them or talk to them. Number two is also to know that stuff happens. It does. Shit happens. Really, it does. So we have to be okay and willing to adapt and to keep going. You fall down, fall on your back, right? Because if you can lick up, you can get up. That's important to get back up and keep going. And I think that's a skill too, that even though the worst traumatic things that happen, totally unexpected, that we can keep going. Yes, you grieve. Yes, you mourn. Yes, you have challenges through that. And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but we keep going. We don't quit. And unfortunately, in that scenario, in that situation, Paula quit. And so I hope today that you can encourage and love others so that you can be that light and that life and that love to them so they don't quit randomly. You can, and also you personally can know and feel that I do love you and I want the best for you. And I want you to have love, find love, keep it, and then make it epic. You're worthy of that. And I'm really excited with some of you that I'm working with and getting the opportunity to work with and for you to start loving yourself, loving the Father, loving self, and loving others. That's the flow. Loving the Father, loving self, loving others. And even Yeshua said that. How do we pray to this God? The disciples asked that to Yeshua, Jesus, and Jesus says, Our Father. So I want you to pray that way. Our Father, Papa, Abba. So love the Father, love yourself, and love others. We've got a process called Epic 30. I'd love to give it to you. If you've not done it yet or not heard of it, it'll help you to love the Father, love yourself, and love others. Very effective. And then it'll help you practice those words of I love you, those words of I'm grateful for you, the words of you are worthy. Those 3 phrases, I love you, I'm grateful for you, and you are worthy of, are 3 phrases that should be natural and normal to you because we all need to master those phrases to help others love themselves and for us to be a vessel of love and honor and blessing. So God bless each and every one of you. And thanks for all the communications here, even though some of them are funny. And thanks for the support. If you've not yet subscribed to our channel, the Amish Matchmakers here on YouTube or even on Facebook, Carlos Campos, Chantel Campos, please subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell on YouTube. We are setting a goal. Maybe you could put it out there and help us. We're setting a goal to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of this 12 weeks, 12-week year. So would you help us out? Would you subscribe? Hit that notification bell on YouTube. And then will you let others know about us? It's Love Talk with the Amish Matchmakers. And I'm going to try to tune in a little bit later with Chantel, my wife, and get her perspective on the importance of love, words of worthy, words of gratitude. And we will continue this conversation tomorrow But again, we may go live a little bit later today. We've got a crazy busy schedule, but I'm going to try to fit some time in with Chantel as we are, getting efficient for sure with time and getting efficient with our conversations, getting efficient with our live videos. So thank you so much for being here. Hey, what's up, Jane? Bless you, brother. Thank you, brother, for your support. Thank you for your love, and thank you for your accountability, my friend. You know what you've done in my life to be help me stay accountable to my best life and to my goals. And that's what I'd love to do too. If there's others of you out there that have goals and dreams, let me know. I'd love to hold you accountable to them, help you to have a better life. Jump over to epicyourlife.com and we've got free stuff there, or you can go to our school channel, skool.com, and look up Epic Your Life. If you're married, we've got stuff for you that are married to help you build a beautiful legacy. If you're single, go to school.com and look up single to married, single, and then the number two, married. And we want to help you. Jesse and Adina are leaders of that community, helping singles to get engaged and then married. It's a powerful thing. God bless you. We'll see you later on. And thanks for the support. Thanks for the love.